In our next example, we're going to examine an abstract database that focuses on the social sciences, and we're going to specifically visit a database in the political science arena. Use that as a category. And we're going to use the worldwide political science abstracts here. Flip over. Okay, just to get us started, we're going to examine some of the search tools and use the thesaurus here. We're going to, our question is going to focus on the influence of religion in a person's voting behavior. And so, actually, we'll look at that right there. I looked at the term voting, and the very next keyword is voting behavior. And that, clicking on that with the little plus sign, it tells you that there are broader terms, or narrower terms, excuse me, underneath the broader term of voting behavior. So voting behavior, also electoral behavior, and votes were two of the suggestions there. So we're just going to go back to an advanced search. And actually, I've already went through and used the thesaurus to look up a couple of different keywords. So we're just going to go ahead and throw those in now. Okay, we're going to look for religion. And again, like all databases, you can use the quotation marks to limit your, as a limiter. If I could spell, this would be so much easier. Morality. It's going to be a keyword. Voting, and we're going to use that extra term that we just saw, voting behavior. That's also a key. Oh, whoops. That's going to be a keyword, though. And we want our results to be limited to here in the United States. And that will also be a keyword. Okay, so again, as you see, this one will allow us to do a little bit of limiting early. So we're going to go ahead and do that in just, again, the last decade. We want to journal articles and articles written in English. So we can go ahead and search. Okay, so here we go. And as you'll notice already, in comparison to the abstract database that we had searched earlier, within the results for the political science abstracts, there's a little bit of the abstract shows up in your search results, along with obviously the title and authors, that sort of thing. But you also get a little bit of the abstract. And here, in this instance, it's the words voting, religion, they're in bold and italicized to show that they are the keywords that we have used. And also to the right here, you'll see descriptors that are relevant to each result, and then the ones that we have searched for are, again, bold. Okay. So let's go ahead, and just by looking at this, number one seems relevant enough for our purposes here. And when you look at the full result, again, all the citation information you need, title, author. But you also see some more information about your author. You'll see that each of the three authors here are linked. And you also that their affiliations are University of Washington. The descriptors that we had mentioned earlier, there's your abstract and more of the citation information. But let's examine some of this author information that we can see. We're going to go ahead and just click on Anthony Greenwald here. And this should take us to different articles that have Anthony Greenwald as the author. Here's the one from our result, and another one. two that he's written about the 2008 presidential election. So we're going to go back to our previous results. And here we go. And also, I'm sure you've noticed this little icon next to the author's name, and it'll take you to their author profile. I guess the scholar profile, as they call it. And it's actually just contact information for the author. You see email, his mailing address there at the university, his affiliations within the university, his department, web pages, his degrees, languages he speaks, and his research interests. Again, and here are here are the articles that he has been attached to as an author, co-author. Oh, and it even gets more in depth. It tells you that he speaks and he is very fluent in French. Okay, but we're going to go back to our results. Okay, and we are looking at God and Country. I just want to show you one thing, a spot I skipped over earlier, and that's our descriptors here. Again, you see the two descriptors that we had searched for earlier, voting in the United States, are in bold. But these are the other descriptors that have been attributed to this article. In this result, if we notice one that we would like to include in our search, we can go ahead and just add that. Click on it, and then you see your options here. A new search using the term and or to broaden and narrow. And so, like I said, that's a new search, or you can add it to your current search, again, using add or. And or. So go ahead and search. And here we go, we have 6 results, and you'll see in the descriptors, partisanship, voting in the U.S. are now in bold, as we just added partisanship to our previous search. And again, of course, this would be a result here. One more thing we're going to take a look at is another tab up here. We're in the Search Tools menu now that we've done that. We're going to take a look at the History and Combined Search tab. And again, this will show us, much like with the first database we searched, the list of our searches and the Combine feature. So we're going to do... Let's combine 2 and 3. Let's see what happens. We're going to and combine them. There should be at least one, right? And there it is. The one article that should have been there is there. But there we go. Just a similar option that was available in a previous database. Just kind of, I guess, a note in comparing a couple of the databases we have used previously. A more precise question would have obviously turned out better results for us if we were searching for, more specific information than just the topics or the keywords, we're using for demonstration purposes here. Again, with this particular database, even compared to the previous abstract database that we had searched, the abstract was in the results list. And when we searched in the historical one, that was not the case. Just a little thing that made this, I think, made this one a little bit more useful, maybe, especially in this instance where we didn't have such a specific question. Having the abstract in your results, I think, made it a little bit easier in choosing a more relevant option.